Okay, that works.
Well, shall we begin?
We're ready. Bring it on, baby.
I had to do a lot
This
of
is my
editing in the
favorite
last
video
one,
game.
so...
The brains that ate California.
It started out fine,
Then I'll give
and if you guys remember, we had that technical difficulty.
What is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
But I had it
Something
fine
I
after
looked
that.
up. I used it to get into
And
Wishing
even after
Waters
that,
last
it was
night.
fine, and
It's
then
made out of my
it just
dad's garage
got more
door
and more and
opener
more
and
and more
a
and
few
more and 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 more out of sync.
That's where
Yay.
the water was being pumped to.
Well,
from
what
the lake.
I know some people do is they'll
Not to
just
mention the sand
deliberately
over
say,
beach.
okay, and this is where we're cutting the episode. And then
Yes. It's
go
all
on and start
starting
the
to
next
make sense now.
episode.
Still, I believe we have a little
Recording all in
challenge
one
to take care
session.
of before I hand out any
I'm
more
specifically
information.
thinking of Game
You have
Grumps
the
here.
coins?
But anyway, not sex in general,
Let
but I
us
think
begin.
anything taboo sells more.
Yeah. Alright, this could be fun, actually.
Like with what we just talked about, gay porn is like considered a what's it? Not a sin, but something
Illicit?
Huh?
Illicit.
Whatever that means. Basically, it's considered not normal, quote unquote.
Ah, okay.
I guess. So they'll pay more money to see it or do it.
Yeah.
Something like that, and that goes for anything that's taboo. It's interesting how that's people for you.
Well, yeah, perversity pays. Really.
Gay porn pervert?
Perversity, as in perverse, going against the norm.
Oh, okay.
Woo! There we go. I was like, oh man, there's no way we're gonna beat this. And get the 750 points, but from those red saucers. Dude. Isn't there a zoom button? The hit screen said something about a zoom. Oh! Sniped!
Hopefully we kept this light enough for you guys, given the game. But
Yeah.
really, some people I'm subscribed to have gone into much more detail in kids' games.
Oh god, dude. You should see some of the shit that pops up in, like, Game Grumps conversations. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
We got our...
My friend Crystal Fisher did a commentary on Rugrats, and they went into like a lot of detailed discussions.
Oh boy.
But wait, Game Grumps does that too of little kids games?
Okay, so here's the thing about Game Grumps. They play a lot of games, and the appeal of watching them is that, despite the fact that one of them is in his 20s and the other is in, like, his 30s, they're both 12.
For me?
Like, that's the appeal. I'll have to introduce you to their videos at some point. They're fun.
And that actually leads me to another interesting, legitimate question, like the bathroom one earlier.
We're just too good. Your top score is
Okay.
now
I know
history.
it depends on the person,
Not
but
for
like
long, I'm
in
sure.
general,
But anyway, a deal is a deal.
So are
why
you sure this thing
Is
will open
it-
the door?
and why
Oh,
is
yeah.
it
I used it
so
last night
interesting
to
to
go in
talk
and check
about
things out. There's a large
sex and
underground
sexual
bunker of
related
some
things?
kind under the main pool.
Because we don't talk about
The
it
water
normally.
slide renovations are
Forbidden
fully
fruit.
covered.
So, what did you see in there, dude?
This could be
Well,
potentially interesting.
actually, I didn't go in. It was dark, and there were strange mechanical noises. I felt it might be better
you
to
know,
leave
I
the
don't
issue
blame
to
him.
the authorities.
Self-preservation instinct is good.
Aw, Oliver's afraid of the widow robots. Wait a second. I'm afraid of the robots.
like when
Don't worry, mister. We'll protect you.
Thanks, Oliver. We'll let you know what we find.
like when I talk about it, unless otherwise stated, I'm just talking about it just because, not because of
Right.
the sexual nature.
Right. It's because we don't talk about it at all. There's other subjects like that, of course, but this is obvious. This is the most obvious example. Yeah, like, we're more attracted to things that we don't normally associate with. basically.
Hey, you kids, over here for a minute.
Oh, hey. How's that investigation going?
Charlie, did you see
So what
happened to
exactly
the
do you
lake?
call it when you like
Gotta
talk
be
about
enough
sex,
to
but you're not really
make
talking about it
one
because
time,
it the nature just...
I'd love to be
Just-
able to say yes, kids, but it's not that easy. Something had definitely been going on down there, but all I could find was some holes that had been filled in and lots of tracks from construction.
Don't worry, Officer Shirley. We're on to a new lead.
It's
We'll
just
bring you some more
talk, I
evidence
guess.
after we take some more photos.
Just
I'm not
watch
sure there's a
me zoom out
specific
there.
name for it.
See you
There
soon.
probably is, but I can't
Hey, you
think
kids be
of
careful.
it.
Understand?
Yeah, but like when my friends bring up sexual talk in the video games, I don't. Most of the time, I don't think they're doing it because of the sexual nature. Just
Right, it's
just
just
because
to chat, basically.
it's like
Well, and I suppose that depends on what specific aspects of it you're discussing. Like, if you're talking about sexualized characters in video games, that's being critical of the game. You know, taking apart some of the stuff.
even talking about getting off can be not in sexual nature.
Well, I think it's inherently more sexual
Yeah.
talking about sexualization, but yeah.
But yeah, like most of the times my friends talked about that, I don't think they were just shooting the shit.
But yeah, there you go. That's a phrase for you. That's a good phrase for it. Oh boy, these losers.
I'm trying to think of some non-sexual things that we don't.
What is
Okay,
it now,
like,
bro? Did you
You
lose
said that we
the
like
teddy
talking about
bear?
sex because it's what now?
No.
Again?
I locked Mr. Furry
Forbidden
away
fruit
after the
was the
last
phrase I
time
used.
you
What are
were
some
going
other
to try to
forbidden
set
fruit
him on
examples that you can
fire.
think of that
We
aren't
want to know if
sexual?
you've been to Wishing Waters.
Well,
Oh yeah.
the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is like how dudes aren't supposed, air quotes, to talk about their feelings.
What do you want, Lars? We haven't got all
Or-
day, you know.
Yeah, we're on a mission to find those robots.
Yeah? Well, we're on
I don't know. I think it depends on-
gnarly practical joke on Mr. Stapleton, but Sputs here had a hole in his bag, and we ended up dropping stick bombs all over town. So, Squid, how about you get on your board and go find them for us?
What have you got against the Stimpletons?
Yeah, Lars, we won't be a part of your.
Yeah,
evil
it depends. It depends on the
Okay,
person.
we'll
Like,
hide the stick
I
bombs
can
you
get
got
really
left
wrapped
your
up
room
in
then.
discussions about, say, Exalted,
We're only
because I don't get to talk
glad
about it with a
help,
lot of people
big
because it's
bro.
not that popular
Come
in
on,
RPG.
Sam, hop to it.
But
Or-
that's not really very taboo now, is it?
Well, kind of yes, kind of no. It's less about the taboo and it's more about how many opportunities do you have to talk about this. And because I think when it comes to sex, it's a very intimate subject, so that it requires a certain degree of trust in whoever you're talking to about it, regardless of how in depth you're getting.
You mean like sharing your experiences and how you do
Well,
so and so?
that and your own, even just something as innocuous as your opinions, that still requires trust.
I think there's one in the parking lot. Go take a look.
Whew, pardon me.
Salute.
Ugh. That's the thing, I don't sneeze very often, but when I do, it's kind of Titanic.
Oh, there's a meme about that.
Oh, the most interesting man in the world. I don't often do this, but when I do. Yeah.
No, yeah, there are multiple
Yeah,
things
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's the most interesting man in the world. So, is there a particular reason you're not following that arrow? Because I feel like...
I'm getting spaced out.
Do you want to trade off?
Too busy having fun talking about sex.
This will free up some of your brain, because it actually is really, really hard for us to multitask.
Watch your head, dude.
Like, I've been covering this in a variety of courses I've taken, and also just,
Ride that rail, Sammy.
personal experience. Oh, hey, gold coin.
Ching.
Nice. But yeah, it is actually way harder for us to multitask than most people think.
Wait, on the whole trust thing, are you referring to how, like, how deep you can get? Like my
To an extent, yeah.
Like your personal boundaries are, as long as it doesn't get personally about you, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Whereas
but that's because like you have a certain degree of, and again it varies from person to person, but the idea there is it depends on how much you actually trust the person not to be freaked out, basically,
yeah,
or to blackmail you.
Like I had another friend who didn't mind discussing this, and we could go as far as telling each other how we did it. The only boundary he had is that it didn't, obviously didn't get physical.
Right.
He basically could talk about anything.
Oops. Let's try that again. Yeah, I mean that's how it is with basically any relationship and any subject, though. There's certain boundaries.
Because, like, for you personally, you don't think it's people's business. But in his case, he doesn't care.
Other direction, dude.
But yeah, in your case, you don't
Follow
think...
the arrow. Well, yeah.
Like you don't think it's people's business how you do it and everything.
Yep. None of their business unless I'm sleeping with them.
But my friend, we could go into that because I guess he didn't mind it being other people's business, basically, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I tend to try to discuss things in order to dispel myths. Like, if I had the patience for it, I probably would have ultimately gone into teaching, but I can't do that in a formal classroom setting. Partly because it's really hard to teach people when they don't want to be taught.
Another day, another injury.
Come on, 15 seconds.
We're fine.
There we go.
Last one. Quick, back to the bus stop.
Fantastic.
Now, what you were saying about teaching?
Right. Like, I try to educate people on things I feel qualified to speak about as much as I can. And there's always the caveat that there's probably some information I'm missing.
Here are stink bombs.
Hey, careful with those. Gee, I hope you didn't work too hard, Squid. Here are your bus passes. A lot of good it'll do you, though. Wishing Waters is closed for renovation. We wasted our cash on these
Pardon
bus
me as I get
passes, but at least
distracted.
thanks to you, we'll get some entertainment out of them. Loser.
Well, they might have
Crap,
been a waste
I've
for
just
you.
lost my train of
Luckily
thought,
for
right
us,
as I was getting
Lars,
back on the
we
rails.
just happen to have fun beginning.
Yes,
Right
I
now,
try to discuss
Don't get
things
bored now, bro.
so that people can learn more. Oh, sweet, sweet karma. Ah, that is a wonderful thing. Alright. Let's head off to Wishing Waters.
Now, before you get distracted again,
Yes.
continue.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to ask me something. Yeah, that's mainly why I try to discuss things. I always try to pull out new information and hopefully get people to consider this new information and kind of integrate that into their thinking on that certain subject. There was something else I was going to add. But yeah, I mean that's basically why I discuss.
You don't mind
Most
discussing sex with me?
Yeah, because I try to point out new things and give new information.
Whereas, I guess, with my friend, he didn't really have any boundaries except that it didn't get physical. Just did it to shoot the shit, I guess.
I guess. I mean, you could always ask him. Oh, hey, robots! Ow!
Could always ask him what now?
You could always ask him why he feels that comfortable.
Yeah, because like I could ask him, did you do it last night? And he'd answer me.
Eh.
Whereas for you, it's none of people's business.
Well, sometimes. I mean, there have been occasions where I've wanted to brag. But that is actually, I think, partly a socialized thing. Like, I don't know if that's really in my nature. That's just kind of how I've been trained to feel about that situation. Like, oh yeah, got some. Gotta let everybody know.
I think I'm gonna have to pester you.
You are not gonna find out about that for a while. Okay, so now that we've
Would
busted.
you ever share with me?
Maybe, depending.
Do you think it'll work? Oliver might be a pain sometimes, but he definitely knows one end of a battery from another. Here goes.
Hey! What do you know?
Cool. Now all we have to do is find the secret door. Oliver said it was under the main
And I think
floor,
in a case
so
like
keep an
yours,
eye out.
not you specifically, but any person who's like you, that I guess it could also be that at first you won't discuss anything personal about yourself, but as you
Right.
Pay for
It's
that.
a trust.
Your collection.
Like, it would feel really weird discussing this kind of stuff with just a stranger. In most cases.
whereas with me, you don't get personal, but you're more comfortable.
Right.
And then probably if we maybe over time you'd get more comfortable with me, or in the case like if you had a girlfriend.
Well, yeah.
Because in that case, because when it comes to relationships, you should be comfortable talking about ending, right? More specific.
I actually won't say yes to that. I will say that it is perfectly acceptable for you to have boundaries in a relationship.
Regardless of whether it's just friendship or girlfriend, boyfriend, 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 girlfriend, girlfriend.
Right, yes. Regardless of how intimate the relationship is.
Because, and I know,
That water does not look healthy.
because which goes back, I mentioned this back in PSU, what we have is a relationship.
Yeah.
But I know many people will get a homophobic idea to that.
Yeah, I know. And it's a complete, like, misinterpretation.
Relationship is not only romantic, it's not...
Or sexual. A relationship is just that. A relation between two people, regardless of what form that takes.
A relationship can be, well, just for... like,
Parent-child.
Right. Just for argument's sake, the one, people tend to make... When you say relationship, people tend to think of girlfriend-boyfriend.
Yeah, people tend to think of it as a fairly intimate relationship. And even then, like, I'm actually vaguely misusing the word intimate there, because intimacy just refers to closeness, both. And it can refer to that in physical closeness or emotional closeness.
Do you mean like how comfortable you feel having sex with somebody else? Is that what you mean?
Well, no, like, there's definitely ways of being physically intimate without sex being involved at all. Like a massage, that's very physically intimate.
Okay.
Or just hugging or cuddling. Both of those are also expressions of physical intimacy.
But remember, kids, hugging by itself isn't necessarily intimate.
Well, that's true.
Cause like,
And it's also a cultural thing.
cause like
Because in many cultures, just that's how you greet somebody, is you give them a hug.
like
There are some cultures that don't shake hands because even that is very intimate.
like male and female friends alike. I always like to give them hugs.
Yeah.
But I'm not. It's not.
It comes down to the person and the culture, really.
But it's not because I love them. It's just because we're friends.
Right, and even there are so many ways to describe relationships, and I think it's kind of interesting that we as human beings have so many different ways to describe these relationships.
Like we just said, relationship isn't.
Right.
I don't know how it's come to be like that, but
I think it's because we as Americans are very euphemistic.
just using, for argument's sake, we'll just use heterosexual.
Right.
When someone says relationship, they think of boyfriend, girlfriend.
Right.
They don't think of
They
me,
think
me
significant
and you.
other.
They don't think of me and you who are just friends. That's a relationship.
Yeah.
Friendship is basically
It's magic.
a stem from a branch, I guess.
Yeah, something.
A branch. Relationship is like the main body, and
Right.
friendship
It's
is
an umbrella term.
and the friendship is a branch of it.
Yeah. Okay, we gotta find a way to drain that pool.
See, what other types of relationships are there? There's friendship.
Friendship, parent-child,
No, I mean, what
family.
what other branches end with ship?
Oh, with ship?
Friendship, relationship, that's
Mentorship?
mentorship.
I mean, I would also consider parent-child to be a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Or just any kind of familial thing. That does nothing.
What were you saying?
I mean, I just finished saying that any kind of familial relationship is a relationship. I mean, obviously.
I just don't.
Mentorship. There's actually a very specific kind of relationship that's culture specific to Japan, and that's senpai kohai.